It was never intended for release, The Carnival of Light, that secret, unheard Beatles song that was never published. Only a handful of people, living and dead, have heard it. The sister to Revolution number 9 lay somewhere, dormant, just out of reach. Paul McCartney tried and tried to get Carnival of Light featured on the anthology compilation, but George Harrison, Ringo Starr, and Yoko Ono all said no. They told him it was never intended for release, which is kind of weird, because maybe they didn't want to release it, but maybe Paul did. But at the end of the day, it's not the Paul McCartney band, it's the Beatles. It's a shame that they said no one gets to hear the song. Sometimes I do wonder, was it better than Revolution number 9? We only have half of the story. John created his sound collage, and so did Paul, but we only got one. If any of you have an idea of what that could sound like, what Paul McCartney's avant-garde sound collage could sound like, or is it just a myth, like Paul is dead? I would love to see what you all have to say in the comments below. And as always, see you next time. Hello?
Carnival of Light, Paul's life and his death are not exactly a myth. Watch the video.
In 1967, rumors started to stir that Paul McCartney had died in a car crash the year before. And there's actually some muddled truth to that. McCartney's Mini Cooper had been in a car accident in '67, only nobody in that accident died. Oh, and also Paul wasn't even driving it. Nevertheless, these rumors grew, but they were quickly shut down by Beatles magazines and lay dormant for 2 years. Then things started to stir once more in underground circles of college publications. Students began to notice something hidden in the Beatles song Revolution 9, released in the fall of the previous year. The song itself was a strange, cryptic sound collage, and when played backwards, you could hear one phrase buried in it: "Turn me on, dead man." Between this and the rumors from a few years earlier, college students began to put 2 and 2 together. Paul McCartney was dead, and the Beatles were leaving cryptic messages to their fans to point them to the truth. These rumors went from college gossip to national news on October 12, 1969. That day, a university student named Tom Zarsky was calling into a show on WKNR-FM. He got the DJ to play Revolution 9 backwards, and the rumors exploded. Inspired by this secret message, Beatles fans all over the world went looking for hints. And if you're looking hard enough for hints of a conspiracy, you're gonna find them in unlikely places. Rumor has it that the end of Strawberry Fields Forever revealed another hint phrase, "I buried Paul." And then there's the album cover of Abbey Road. Some saw the four Beatles crossing the street as a kind of funeral procession. John was the preacher in white, Ringo the undertaker in black, and George the gravedigger. And even more damning, 3 of the Beatles were wearing shoes, but Paul McCartney was barefoot and out of stride with the rest. Then there's the clues all over Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. People saw a patch on McCartney's shoulder that supposedly read OPD, which stood for Officially Pronounced Dead. Then, of course, there's the lyrics to A Day in the Life, which tell the story of a man dying in a car accident. With these hints and more, people put together their theory. McCartney had died on an October morning in 1966. However, the Beatles wanted to continue working and making money, so they replaced him with an imposter by the name of Billy Shears. Most of the rumors were disproven or died out eventually, but the whole situation is living proof that if you really want to believe something, you can find hints anywhere.
Okay, so why are you showing this to me? Even Polyphonic says it's a myth, it's bullshit.
In your world, not in mine.
Your world.
In your world, these are a series of rumors about how Paul McCartney might have died according to some conspiracy theory. In my timeline, this is the story of how he did.
Your timeline? You expect me to believe that you're calling me from a different timeline?
Is it so difficult for you to imagine that throughout your entire life, anything that happened to you didn't, and anything that didn't did? And each hypothetical path created a new branch towards a timeline similar to your own, but altered each time by each change. Now imagine it has happened to every person who's ever lived. Every animal, every stone that tumbled one way instead tumbled the next. Every molecule, every catastrophe, every single part of this place, beyond places, beyond planets, beyond moons and stars. Everything different, everything the same, everything breaking off and snaking itself outward into existence, birthing infinite versions of you. You who sit here, an amalgamation of choices and chances that have brought you to this moment and to who you are today. You can't fathom the possibility that you might not be as significant as you wish to be. That's bullshit to you?
Why are you telling me all of this?
Why do you make explanation videos? Because you want to teach. You want to show the truth. Hobbs, this record is Carnival of Light. The Carnival of Light. And it's from my world. What I'm trying to tell you is that it's not just a song, but a doorway, a glimpse into that world.
Your world where Paul died.
Among other things. Don't you want to see?
Of course I do.
Put the record on, Hobbs. I'll see you when you get here. Had a nice trip?
So your Paul's dead.
Yes.
And Tupac?
Pac went to Cuba.
Elvis?
Ours is dead too. That one was kind of a lost cause.
All those songs. Your world never got them. Band on the Run, Hey Jude, Uncle Albert? I can't imagine a world without those songs.
Yes, it's true we didn't get Paul. But we still have John.
John's alive?